Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Bridget Parker and I cover all things true crime on my channel. I have been gone for a little bit, but I'm ready to come back and start a new series with you guys. Let me just put the music down. How is everyone? Hello. Let me go and have a little look at chat. Let me have a look. Hey everyone. Hey Zoe Bug Pickles, Bunny Bubs, Julia Making Racket, Samantha, Audra. Hey Kanga Blue, hey Jana, hey I Have a Problem, Jane Doe. I hope everyone's well. I'm doing okay. Hey Stephanie, welcome everyone. Julia. So welcome back. Hey Runaround. I have been sort of gone for the last 2 weeks because, you know, my beloved dog Bella passed away. And it's been a little rough, obviously. But in coming back, I thought that we would start the series that we've wanted to do for a lot of months. I said that once I was able to get my AdSense money in, I would grab a PO box, but I ended up getting it anyway because there's been a huge issue with AdSense. So I now have a PO box so that we can safely write to convicted killers. I do have some stipulations for it before we begin, but I just want to give everyone a couple of minutes to come in before we start. So let me quickly share this out onto Facebook. Hey faithful one, how is everyone? What's everyone been up to for the last 2 weeks whilst I've been gone? Let me know in the comments. So we're streaming live on YouTube, Periscope and DLive, and then the replay will be up on the podcast app for anyone who wants to listen to it afterwards. I'm just going to quickly share this on Facebook because I know that there was a little bit of a issue with us starting. So let everyone know that I'm live, and if you can share it out. Unfortunately, what happens with YouTube is that if you don't stick to your schedule, YouTube actually won't let everyone know and notify people. So if you can share that out, that would be great. I'll just pop it into the group. Hey TT and Z, can we write to CW? Chris Watts. We can. So today what we're going to do is we're going to create our list of who we'd like to write to. Obviously, as time goes on, we can write to others as well. All right, so that's shared everywhere. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that you've been sick. I'm glad that you're on the mend. Hey Alison, how are you? I'm doing good. Oh, Emily's just posted in the group about my thing. I'm doing okay. So obviously the first week was really rough, having lost Bella, and yeah, it's been really, really hard. It's still really hard. I'm not sleeping very well, but I'm slowly getting into a new routine, and the bunnies have been quite happy. Thank you for sharing it on Twitter. The bunnies now are allowed in the hallway and the lounge room. We didn't do it before because we kept the door open to outside for Bella, but now that that's closed, they're enjoying exploring the land, the house. So there will be some videos of them exploring the house coming up on my second channel. But yes, so thank you, Audra. So yeah, I'm doing okay. I feel ready and excited to come back into this. So let's get started. So what I want to say before we dive into this is that we're not doing this because we glorify killers at all. We condone. But I think for a lot of people who are true crime enthusiasts, we want to know the why, like why these things happen. So I've wanted to do this for such a long time, but I wanted to do it in a way that was safe, and that's why I bought the PO box. So we will be using the PO box so that, you know, these crazy serial killers or killers don't have my address. That's really not safe. Really not safe. So do we have any? So this is going to be really interactive. We're going to do this together. I think that would be really fun. We can choose who we want to write to. We can custom the letters to what we want to say to those people, but I think we should have like a standard template and then add things in. I don't want to just write to, you know, the infamous killers that we all know. I also want us to write to people who we don't hear much about, because I feel like we would probably get a better response from someone who's not getting hundreds of letters a week. So I feel like we should start our list at the bare minimum today. So let me grab my Word document. And I think the fun thing about this will be that we can start from the beginning and we can follow this all along in this series. So we'll start from who we want to write to, we'll write to them, and then, you know, obviously we'll get to sending it and then hopefully receiving answers, and I'll open letters live, probably whilst wearing like gloves or something. I don't know. I've heard that you can get some pretty crazy things sent to you in the mail. So yes, we're going to be safe whilst doing that at the same time. So I actually wrote down a couple of people who I would be interested. Oh, thank you, Ivor. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. So Alison asks if I still get Super Chat if you're not getting AdSense. No. So I'm having a bit of an issue. I haven't been given any of the money that I've been donated, which is really frustrating. Very, very frustrating. We're working on it, and I should have it soon. There's just been a huge issue with my AdSense. So that's why I have actually got Streamlabs putting my PayPal, just in case if anyone wants to donate and wants me to actually get it now, I will get it now through PayPal. With AdSense, it can take, anytime you donate to a creator, just so you know. So if you donate in January to a creator, they won't get it till the end of February. That's how it works. So it's obviously Super Chat was more created so that you're highlighted and your comment is highlighted. But if you're donating to someone and you want them to get the full amount, because YouTube does take 30%, you can actually donate to creators' PayPals instead. Now let me just quickly go to Cloudbot. So Julie, no, who was it? Oh, I lost it. Thanks for saying you're glad to have me back. The runaround said, I want to contact Ed Kemper, but I hear he didn't write back. Yeah, so there are some people that don't write back, obviously. So I think it would be good for us to write to those that we really want to write to, but as well those who aren't as well known, because we have more of a chance, I think. Hey, Emily. Yes, so Emily says, is it possible you're going to share your PO box so we can send you bunny things? I mean, I totally can, because it's safe for me to do that, but I don't want you guys to ever feel that you have to send me things. I sort of got the PO box so that we could send to people. You know, I would prefer to stay alive. Serial killers letters. Well, no, you sent me you gave me the donations, Ivor. I really, really appreciate it. Fist bump. That's cute. I do really appreciate it. Alison, you should call PayPal. So you should really call PayPal just in case. I got hacked. My Netflix got hacked a couple of weeks ago. The bastards actually, they changed my email address so that I was still paying the bill, but they could, and they ruined my, they created all these different accounts and it was just a whole thing as well. But yeah, okay, so let me quickly I will put up the PO box, but please don't ever anyone think that they need to send me anything. I did it because it's safer to send things. And I'm still not sure if I'm going to send to Australian fillers. I'm going to think on that for a little bit because I really do want to be safe whilst we're doing this. Okay, let's see if that works. See if my Streamlabs is working. I popped it into Streamlabs. The hacking stuff is scary. I was so annoyed about my Netflix. There we go. Okay, so it works. Oh, Disney streaming, that happens with Disney as well. Yeah, when I rang up, it was a huge hassle to get it back in my name. Like, they were pretty thorough in making sure I was the account holder, but the guy said that it's happening a lot with Netflix. So I would actually recommend, if you have Netflix, to really make a tricky password because, yeah, my passwords are pretty good and they got in. I'm sorry, Alison. Yeah, I think what I'll do, and someone mentioned this in my last live stream actually, they said, why don't you let people know more often about the super chat? Because I didn't know that until I was monetized, that it takes like 6 weeks for the creator to actually get the super chat. And the other thing is if you don't make a certain amount of money each month, they don't actually pay you out as well. So I'm kind of seeing that there is this pressure for creators to make that certain amount of money, or they won't get paid for that month. So it's crazy. Yes, Audra, let's get started. Okay, so that's exactly right, Ivor. I don't know whether we're going to contact people in Australia, convicted killers. I really don't know. So the first person I want to add to the list is Luca Magnotta. I think that he would be very, very interesting to talk to if he replies. I'm sure that at the moment he's probably getting a lot of letters. So we'll have to think of a way to... We're going to have to be strategic with these letters as well, I think, in order to get attention, but to not be dishonest with them either. We need them to trust us. So I don't know whether we're going to hear back from him, but we can try. And we can try a couple of times. We can write these people a couple of times. And I'm actually we can write it up together on the computer, but I'm going to handwrite all the letters because I think that that's more personal and that will actually get them more engaged with us. So I think that he would be a great one to write to as well. Of course, we'll put down the one that I'm sure that a lot of people want us to write to, and that's Chris Watts. Again, I don't know if he's someone who would write back, especially with the whole letters from Christopher debacle. He might not be, and I think that he's obviously someone that gets a lot of letters, so he might not be. Audrey says Scott Peterson. Actually, he was on my list as well. So Runaround says that He'll write back because he likes attention. See, a lot of these people will be narcissists and will want to write back for that sense. I'm also wondering whether I think it's important that we tell them that this is what's happening, though, that the letters will be shared online, or they're part of a series, and give them a platform. Maybe that could work in our favor if we say, hey, this is a platform for you to say anything you want to the outside world. So Jake Patterson, yep, we can try him. So I think what we're going to do is we're probably going to go with we'll start our list with the well-known, and then we're going to do some Google searches and try and find people who aren't as well-known, which sounds really weird when you're talking about killers, but you guys know what I mean. Also on my list is Gypsy Rose Blanchard. I think she would be really interesting to speak to. I, once again, don't know. I don't know if any of these, I'm not counting or expecting any of these more well-known criminals to actually write back. I think we're going to focus on the lesser known, but we're going to put it out there for them anyway. I've got Patrick Frazee down. I highly doubt we're going to hear from him. Should we possibly put down Crystal Kenny as well? What do you guys think? She has recently been moved, I think. China Cat Sunflower, Andrew Cunanan is deceased. Jodi Arias, I'm absolutely going to write to. I have a hope that she would possibly write back if we say that it's a platform for her to say whatever she wants. Dali Rutler, I don't know who that is. Let me Google that. Oh, that's not her last name. That doesn't come. That doesn't come up as anything. As anyone. Faithful one. The other person I have on my list is Ezra McCandless, now that she's been sentenced. That would be fascinating. Oh, yes. Okay, so we have Todd Colehep. He would be interesting. So they're the main ones I have on my list. I wanted... Okay, so let me see if I can... Oh, okay. So she is Routier, Dali Routier. Convicted and sentenced to death for the murder of her 5-year-old son, Damon, in 1996. She has also been charged with capital murder in the death of her 6-year-old son, Devon, who was murdered at the same time as Damon. To date, Routier has not been specifically been tried for Devon's murder. She's 50 and she's on death row. Yes. What do we think, guys? I think for sure we want to write to this Dali lady. That's an interesting name too. Yeah, that's interesting. Diane Downs. See, I mean, I know a little bit about her, but let me do a quick Google search so that I can. Oh yeah, I had a feeling that was. So she's 64. It says, hang on a second. It says here that her earliest possible release is 2020. So apparently she's up for parole this year, guys. We have to write to her. That would be interesting. Or maybe we don't want to write to her because she's up for parole. You know, safety first. No, we should definitely write to her. So Diane Downs she murdered her daughter and attempted to murder her 2 other children. I remember that. I remember reading about that case. So yeah. Okay, so let's write Diane Downs down. Okay. Now let me have a think. Runaround says she's not ever getting out. So she was denied for parole on her second parole hearing, which is December 10th, 2010. And under a new law, she will not be eligible for parole for another 10 years. And she'll have to apply this year. That's interesting. So the other thing is a website that I know about, and I've got to Google it. There is a website you can go to that has people incarcerated that you can write to. I can't remember the name of it though. So let's think. Write to inmate. Because I was going to do this years ago. Here we go. It's writeaprisoner.com. So gender, any, age, 18 to 99, location, any, ethnicity, religion, any. Let's search and see if we can find some. You guys are also welcome to do some Google searches, or if there's anyone you think would be interesting to write to, absolutely let us know. Now, I don't think there's a way of working out. Let me have a look on this website and see if... I think there's a website that tells you what they actually did so that you know before you write to them. So yeah, it says it'll give you the latest release date, if they're on death row, when they were incarcerated, what year, if they're serving a life sentence, and it gives you a link to see what crime. So I'm just clicking on this person now. I guess we can randomly do this. Do you want me to show you the screen of where I'm looking at the moment? Hey Samantha, let me have a little look at that. Let me Google that name. Daniel Eckersall. Okay. So this is in the UK, which is fine. A man who murdered his friend and housemate in a drink and drug-fueled attack has been handed a life sentence. So he killed his friend in 2015 and Eckersall killed his 61-year-old roommate. Interesting. Let's put that yeah, Julia, I promise I won't get engaged to any of these. I'm doing this from, you know, a non emotional. I don't think that these people can make me, can manipulate me, because I'm going into it fairly aware of that behavior. I think we should write to this person as well. Daniel, let me just double check. Daniel Eckersall as well. Yeah, I want us to write a really, really big list. I want to go hard at this. I don't want to just write a couple of letters because you won't have success doing that. You do have to write to a fair amount. So I'm just having a look through Write a Prisoner. Let me show you the website. We can search together, guys. I think it'll just be really fun to be able to have documented the whole thing. Put it here. He's I wish he could yeah, Jane Doe, we've written Darlie down. Exactly, Kathy. We're gonna play off the narcissist aspects of their personalities, because I think that if I say I have a YouTube channel, I think that actually may give some of them an incentive, because they know that whatever they say is going to be broadcast, so they'll see it as like free press. That's my thinking. That's sort of what I have. The other idea I had, if we did a Google Wikipedia search, would be America Death Row list. And this has a list of those that are actually row. And that's another way we can find people. So god. Okay. Lisa M. Montgomery. So, Lisa M. Montgomery killed Bobby Joe Stinnett in 2004 and cut out the woman's unborn child. What do we think? She is, according to Wikipedia, the only woman on federal death row at the moment. She sounds like someone we want to write to. Lisa M. Okay. What do we think about writing to Dylan Roof? Now he's the Charleston church shooter. That happened on the 17th of June 2015. What do we think? Oh, there's so many people. I think we'll start. We're just getting started. I want to write to as many people as possible. So I think what's going to happen is after this live, if you start thinking of people, make sure you put it in the comments of the video as well, and I'll add it to the list. We can try with Dylan. We'll see what happens. He may not be used to having, I don't know. Okay, so that was federal. Now let's go into each different state. Oh, okay. Samantha Allen. She murdered her cousin in 2011. She murdered her 10-year-old cousin. Wow. She sounds like she'd be interesting to write to. I'm going to add her to the list. How many M's does she have? 2 M's. Charles Raby. Let me have a look at him. If someone do that, to have a little look at a Innocence Project website and see if they have a list of who they're working with, that would be great. So there's Charles Raby. There's a lot of petitions for him. Oh look, he's got his oh look, I've got his information. He comes up, Charles Raby. He claims to be wrongfully convicted. There's a lot of things on him being wrongfully convicted. Does he have a... He's in Houston, Texas. He's on death row. Does it say, does he have a... We have his address. Perfect. So I will add him. URL. Great. Andrea Yates killed her 5 children. Yes. Is she now? She's 55. She was found not guilty. By reason of mental insanity. So where is she now? In 2007, she was moved to a low security state mental hospital. So I don't think she's actually in a prison, so we can't actually write to her. If anyone can do more of a Google on her and see if they can find anything after 2007, that would be, well, okay. No, so Ivor, what's going to happen is today we're creating our list as well. So we're creating the list today, and then we're going to work on a stock standard letter that we can customize for each person, but we're creating a list first. Donald Grant. If I've missed who you've suggested, just put it back in chat. Is Donald Grant a... I mean, he's a state director of forensic psychiatry in Queensland. Is there an American Donald Grant? Oh, let me go to DLive and see what happened. Little thingy's not coming up. I'm not sure about Donald Grant. To me, he's an author. Thank you, Canadian Witches. Why isn't that coming up on? Okay, so Louise. Oh, okay, wow. Model Louise Porton, 23, who killed her kids to make time for sex work, punched her own mum in face when she tried to defend her. What? Oh my god. Okay. This is a more recent crime. I think we'll add her to the list. Susan Smith, that name rings a bell. You guys really are interested in mothers who kill their children, it seems. When she had sex with the correctional officer. Okay, Susan Smith, will add her to the list. Who else have we got? Charles Randolph. Okay. There's a couple of different Charles Randolph. Let me know which one you mean. Okay, Nevada. Ooh, Love a Prisoner. He's on loveaprisoner.com. Ooh. Interesting. Okay, we'll write to him, and I've got his address right here. Perfect. Okay. Should we look on loveaprisoner.com? Let me just grab his URL and then we'll look. Go to the front. I guess it's a little bit like right. Okay, we've got him down. Donald Grant, we'll go back to him. Oklahoma. Here we go. He's on Write a Prisoner as well. Is this the same? Is this the guy, China Cat? I like that he actually says here, yes, I have made a big mistake in my life when I was younger in age and wasn't thinking straight. Now that I am older and wiser and tend to use my head the right way, I understand the terrible mistake I made and only ask for forgiveness. We will write him down for sure. Okay, let's go back to one. What about Richard Allen Davis? He murdered Polly Klaus. Or do we want to avoid talking to criminals who have murdered children? Is that like a hard line? Let's have a little stroll through profiles and see if we find any interesting. Let's have a look at Daryl's profile. Well, that's a bit confusing because it says earliest release date 2013. He's just identity fraud and theft. Julius Bradford, Nevada. Is this the right person? You can email them as well, but I think it's better. I want to write letters. I think letters are more interesting. Wow, they actually have like things like education. Yeah, that's interesting. All right, let's write him down. His URL. But all inmate category. On death row. Gregory Hunt. Why does that name sound familiar? I gotta look him up because that name sounds familiar to me. Oh, That sounds familiar because he's a politician in Australia. That's really funny. That sounds to me. Yeah, it's because it's a politician here in Australia. Funny. Oh, he had a stay of execution apparently. That's interesting. Hey Nicole A, how are you? Oh, he beat his former girlfriend to death. That sucks. I think I'm adding him to the list just because I think it's funny that that's where I got his name from. Cynthia. Got that wrong. Hoffman. Welcome in everyone. If you're just joining, we're creating a list of killers that we want to write to. Convicted. So Cynthia was convicted of deaths of 2 women in California alongside her boyfriend, James Marlowe. So she's convicted to death. Hoffman was the first woman to receive a death sentence in California since the reinstatement of the death penalty in that state in 1977. Yep, we'll add her to the list. I'm not opposed to writing to anyone, by the way, so keep the names coming. In fact, we could write to James Marlowe as well. Oscar Pistorius. Now that's a name I haven't heard in a little bit. He would be very interesting to write to. Wonder if we can get his address. We'll write him down, but I'm not sure whether we'll be able to get the address. Hey KDF, how are you? You're having internet problems today, Kanga? That's John. Some of you guys are giving some really great suggestions. John. Marquardt, Florida. Let's look at his Murderpedia. Oh, hang on. He's got a stabbed a woman to death with a knife. Oh, he has a writer-prisoner though, so let's have a. Are you on the writer-prisoner website doing a little googling, little research? Respectful stalking. Who is Oscar Pistorius? Oh my gosh! Now that's a case I should cover on my channel. Absolutely. He is a South African Paralympic, I believe, who actually on Valentine's Day, it's really, really interesting. He bye, run around, have a great night. He actually shot his girlfriend to death and claimed he thought that it was an intruder. Did Oscar get off? I don't think he got... No, he didn't get off. He was charged with... His girlfriend was River Steenkamp. Beautiful. Yeah, he was guilty of culpable homicide. Not guilty of murder. He received a 5-year prison sentence for culpable homicide and a concurrent 3-year suspended prison sentence for a separate reckless endangerment conviction. Oh, so he won't be out. He won't be He's on house arrest. Oh, okay. So he's not in. Perfect. Thanks, Julia. That is such an interesting case. Let me just quickly write that down in my little notebook. I have a whole list of cases for us to do. I want to start doing something different on my channel. I feel like there's so many there are so many true crime channels that cover cases that are breaking and happening right now, but I really love looking at cases that have already happened. I miss doing that, so I'm going to start doing more of that. I find that more interesting because we can talk about the outcome and what we think. Let me just quickly write him down. Okay, so where were we up to? It's such a good, it is an interesting. Hey, Jazzy J, how are you? What happened? Okay, so John Christopher McQuarrie. Let's say his age. So, yep, I've got him down. So he was. What did he do? I think he's the one that stabbed a woman. Write him down as well. I have his prisoner right here. Okay. And also have a think. Hey Renee, have a think about like old school cases as well. We could try some of the Manson family even. Rob McConnell. Oh, that's a jazz player. Let's try again. Ooh, he looks scary. He looks scary. Ooh, he was convicted of the rape and kidnap of his ex-girlfriend. So he raped his ex-girlfriend and murdered her fiance. Let's see if he has a... Nope, but we'll write him down. Robert... Roger Dale Stafford. Ooh, wow. He's a heavy hitter. Convicted spree killer and serial killer executed. Oh, he died in 1995. For the 1978 murders of the Lorenz family and 6 employees of a sirloin stockade restaurant in Oklahoma. Wow. Never acknowledged his guilt, but Stafford's wife, Verna, implicated him on a total of 34 murders in 7 different states. Wow. Emily, I know all about Amanda Howard. Love the woman to death. See, Iva? Yeah, Roger passed in 1995. He died of lethal injection then. Let's go. Vincent Brothers murdered his wife, mother-in-law, and 3 children. He'd be interested to speak to. He's 57. He was a vice principal of an elementary school. Oh, we have to write to him. He holds a master's degree in education. Julia, Amanda Howard is a woman in Australia who studies forensic psychology and writes to hundreds of serial killers all over the world. She has a podcast, Monsters Who Murder. She's amazing to listen to speak. She spoke to Ivan Milat a lot, although she somewhat thinks, I don't know whether she thinks he's innocent. It's a bit weird, that whole situation, but she's absolutely fascinating to listen to. I love listening to her speak about all these different cases and who she's written to in the past. Let's write Vincent Brothers down. Okay. Speaking of brothers, Zoe Bug Pickle says Menendez brothers. See if we can write to them. Check, they're both incarcerated. They're 50s. Oh, found it. Oh, that's 2017 though. Oh, it still is updated though. Okay, well, I found a page for Lyle Menendez. Let's see if that website. So Eric is much more private and prefers that we not give out his address, but Lyle will. So let's write down Lyle. Okay, who else have we? Tabitha Smith, Dayton, Ohio. Come on, internet, you can do it. She's not willing to correspond outside of the US. I'll still write to her. She's 38. It's not. Is this the right one? Helsinger. Here we go. She's not on death row. She's not serving life sentence. Let's see what crime is. Conspiracy robbery with deadly weapon. How long does she... 2027. Okay, she's got 7 more years. Let's write to her. Did you watch the movie Dear Mr. Gacy? Not that I remember. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, let's do a couple more and then we'll start with a letter. Oh my god, Kevin Cooper. He's in San Quentin. He was convicted of 4 murders that occurred in the Chino Hills area in California in 1983. Also admitted in court to the kidnap and rape of an underage female in Pennsylvania during a burglary attempt, and was accused of rape by a second woman in California. Hang on a second. Listen to this, guys. It says, since his arrest, he has become active in writing letters from prison asserting his innocence. We're writing to Kevin Cooper. See. Here we go. Hey, Lady Pegasus, how are you? Hey, Mel Mel. We have 2 pulled up. We have loveaprisoner.com and writeaprisoner.com. I promise you I won't fall in love with any of them. This is from 2004, but I might add it. His thing. Might be able to get an address that way. Okay, who else have we got down? Arthur Hutchinson. That name sounds familiar. Ooh, whoa. Convicted of 3 murders in Dore, Sheffield, South Yorkshire. Interesting. The atrocities committed by Arthur Hutchinson were described as the most shocking judges had ever encountered. I'll write him down, but I have a feeling he might be hard. It might be hard to find his address. Okay, who else have we got written down? Drew Peterson. How did we not write him down? Doesn't come up. We'll figure it out. Connie Moffat. Here we go. She's out in 3 years. I'm not sure about her. See what she did. Oh, she's more into the drugs, so she didn't actually hurt anyone. Anna Berry, Texas. Who ends? Oh my god, I found someone else. Oh my... Okay. If we can find her. Kanisha Rhonda Berry. Killed one of her own children by smothering him, binding and gagging him with duct tape, stuffing him with a garbage bag and placing him in a trash bin. I'm writing her down. Hey fam, Laura Christensen, how are you? So for those that aren't Australian and are wondering why in the chat we're talking about toilet paper, in the last week, 5 days, Australia has panicked about the coronavirus and we have a lot of things that are now out of stock. It's been very frustrating for me being disabled and not being able to get out of the house because I'm trying to do like my Woolworths online orders and everything is out or limited supply. But the main thing that we have a problem with is toilet paper. my father found a stash of toilet paper, so I'm safe. I'm okay at my house. Some homes are not, and people are going to have to get creative, I think, in the future. But there's things like I drink sparkling mineral water, and I can't get any rice. They don't have hand sanitizer, pasta, all forms of toilet paper, serviettes, paper towel. It's a real crisis here, even though it's unwarranted, I think. We have had a couple of people pass away in New South Wales from the coronavirus, but the panic is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And it's really frustrating for people like me who live off of getting our grocery orders online, and I can't get the things that I need. It's actually really annoying. Lady Pegasus, Dad was able to get some from Aldi. I can ask which Aldi in case you need to drive, and then I can message you. But Dad had been trying for about a week to get, I'm not joking either. He went to the shops every day, and I would try. Thanks, Ivor. I'll let you. And how about you can choose which one I give the stamp for, which letter your money will go towards. But honestly, it's actually really bad. I would suggest maybe going in the morning or really late at night and trying. But for me, I drink sparkling mineral water, and I know that sounds very first world problem, but I can't go out and get it. Thank God my dad's off at the moment, otherwise, and so he's been able to go shop to shop and get me some, but otherwise I wouldn't have any water to drink. I can't drink straight water because it doesn't sit right in my stomach. And so for those people that are out there and buying excessively and then selling it, that's what's happening. I loved Mel and Tori's live last night where they were kind of making fun of it because it was funny at first, but now I'm starting to get really irritated because for people like me, I'm the ones that get screwed over. Either I'm going to have a bit of a hard time writing to Chris Watts. I'm not going to lie. That's going to be really hard for me. I cannot stand that man. And then I placed an order for Woolies today and I can't get it delivered until Wednesday because everyone's panicking and buying in bulk and stealing all the delivery times. And they even had an alert. Hang on, I screenshot it. Let me put it up for you. Oh, they even have an alert on the Woolworths thing when you order, which makes me think this is also causing panic. Because it says, if you're unwell or in quarantine as a precaution, please select our leave unattended service and include a note in the notes for your driver section at checkout. Like, honestly, there's not that many cases here in Australia. Really annoyed me. And I have to do an order every week for the bunnies for their food. So, yeah. Anyway, if anyone wanted to know why Australians are talking about toilet paper, it was really, really funny at first. I mean, I don't know. Is it funny anymore, guys? Like, am I being, maybe because I'm, you know, not my normal self, but I find it really ridiculous now. Okay, let's go back to killers. Let's go back to loveaprisoner.com. Hmm. Are you serious, Kangaroo? You're only allowed one roll of toilet paper. I mean, that's hashtag justice for toilet paper. Seriously. Yeah. I'm just trying to think if there's any other killers that we haven't covered. I would really like to write to Nicholas Cruz, but I don't think now is the best time. I might write it down, but he's about to go to trial. So he may not write. One solitary roll of toilet paper costs $1.50. That is ridiculous. All right, so how many have we got down? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 10, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Okay, so we have 33 down. Let's pick 6 more. So we have an even number of 40. And then we will have our list done. And then I'm going to come on tomorrow and we're going to write the template for the letters. Okay, let's go to Kansas. Kansas, not Kansas. Tiffany Cole kidnapped and buried an elderly couple alive. Okay, I'm going to write her down. Glenn Edward Rogers is a serial killer. He's called the Cross Country Killer or Casanova Killer. Let's write him down. There's 2 more. There's the Xbox murders. He killed 6 people. What was his name? Troy Victorino. What are we up to now? I need 4 more. Michelle Blair, Sam Little. Oh yeah, Samuel Little. Oh my god, of course. Thank you. I want to do a live on him. Michelle Blair. Let me have a look at Michelle Blair. Oh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. We have to write to this Michelle Blair. Admitted to killing 2 of her children and storing them in her freezer. She's from Michigan. Okay, we're writing to her. I need 2 more. Hey, Open Minds. Oh, Iva, we will be writing to hundreds over the course of the next 6 months. I'm serious. I didn't pay $160 for a PO box for a couple of letters. I'm going hard at this. Okay, so I think we need 2 more. Let me just double check. Yep, 2 more. And just 2 more Gillers. I'm just trying to think if there's anyone else of like not importance, but you know what I mean. Oh, hang on, I found someone. Blanche Taylor Moore. She poisoned her boyfriend with arsenic. She's 87. I don't know whether she'd write back. We might leave her. Donna Roberts shot her ex. She's 75. Should we try? She shot her ex-boyfriend. I'll vote in VA. Let me have a look, Jazzy. Lee Boyd Malvo. The DC Sniper. Oh my gosh, of course. Okay, yep. Okay, so we need 1 more. Iva, no way. Not happening. I don't know. I have to have a think. I don't know whether I want to write to Aussies. I don't know whether it's safe. I'm not sure yet. One more. Let's make it a really good one. Did we write Andre Thomas down? Oh my gosh. We can't write to him. And this is going to sound really mean when I say it. Oh my gosh. Okay. Are we ready for this? I'm just going to read off Wikipedia. He murdered his estranged wife and 2 young children. While in custody, he physically removed both of his eyes and ate one. Let me repeat that. While in custody, he physically removed both his eyes and ate one. The bizarre nature of his crimes and his self-injurious behaviour have caused many people to question his sanity and thus the appropriateness and legality of executing him. He's on death row, but without sounding insensitive to the fact that he's now blind, he won't be able to write back to us. Oh my god. Jazzy J, we have the Menendez brothers down. You know who's still alive? BTK. What about BTK? See if I can't really find an address for him though. So what about Gary Ridgway? Do you think he would write back? Oh, he's on. No, he's not. Need to end with a good one. We could write to Stephen Avery, couldn't we? Let's see if he's accepting mail. Actually, Brendan Dassey would be better to write to. Should we write to Brendan? Let's write to Brendan. Yeah, I've got his address. Let's write to Brendan. Well, no, Casey Anthony's not in prison. Yeah, let's do Stephen Avery as well. Let's just put them down. Now, I'm sure this list will grow with time. That name sounds familiar, CM. Now, let me just write down Brendan's address. Dion. So if you have any suggestions after the live, make sure to just leave them in the comments or shoot me an email with your suggestions. If you find any of the addresses for these people or anyone else, shoot me an email with them. Miss Bridget Parker, Miss Bridget Parker at gmail.com. Darren Dion Van is an American serial killer, aged 48. Yes. He murdered a 19-year-old Africa Hardy. and has confessed to the murder of 6 other female victims. Absolutely. Excellent. Okay, so we have a great starting point. So I will be on tomorrow at the same time. Absolutely got Jodi Arias down. She was one of the first. What we'll do is tomorrow I'll be on the same time, and we will start our template so that we have a standard letter that we'll send out to certain, but for most we'll sort of have that sort of standard letter, but then we'll add little bits and pieces in. So we'll be back tomorrow to start our letter. My hand is going to be sore from writing all these letters, but I think that this will be really interesting. Once again, we're not doing this is because we are celebrating these people. We want to know more about who they are as people to try and work out why these things happened and why they committed these really horrible acts. There's some pretty wild cases that we're going to be looking into. So I will be back again tomorrow. I hope that I will see you all then. Thank you for the support in me coming back. It's been a rough couple of weeks, but I'm happy to sort of come back into things now. So yeah, thanks again for the support, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a lovely evening. Look after your toilet paper. Be kind to each other. Don't steal other people's toilet paper. Donate some toilet paper.